What's going on, my fellow North Carolinians and Rec Talk and Nick, my favorite Wolfpacker, I suppose. What's going on, guys, man? Sound check. Let me know how everything sounds. I feel like I got a little bit of an echo, man. Still working through some stinking bugs. How's everything sound? I appreciate everybody in here, man. We got Robert in the stinking house. George Miller. Preston said, "Do you have your wife outside filming?" No, she is actually Miss Tara Hill is right over here, um, nice and comfy with a blanket. Robert said this hurricane is a mess right now. Yeah, bro, the wind is actually picked up over here too a little bit, dude. So we're starting to get some pretty good little some pretty good little breezes, if you will. So hey, prayers to everybody in like the Tallahassee area, because um good night. That's a they're the category 4, dude. It just got ramped up. So make sure that you guys say some prayers for those people out there, man, especially in the middle of the night, man. It's such a terrible time to go through a stinking hurricane. George's wife is chilling in the den. Nick said, "What's poppin'?" Rex said, "Dude looks like Collins in the press conference saying it wasn't his fault." The biggest Collins hater of all time. I think that's like every Georgia Tech guy, man. Rambling on with Zach Jones says, "Can y'all fire Mac after you lose to Duke so Collins becomes head coach and then Georgia Tech can embarrass Collins?" I mean, who knows, bro? Who's thinking knows, man? Nick said loud and clear. Good. Robert, loud and clear. Nick, the tallest little person. Hey, that's me too, Preston. Who's worse, NC State or UNC? NC State. NC State. NC State. Hey, we'll talk about it in a second, man. We'll talk about it in a second, but you guys can laugh if you want, but I'm gonna let you know exactly a little bit how I feel about this thing. Robert said the hurricane's coming my way, so hey, man, prayers to you, brother. Stay safe. Stay safe, man. Hunker down, my friend. Hunker down. Oh, at like 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, we're supposed to get the brunt of it tonight between like eight and, well, I mean, obviously after now, but about 1, 2 in the morning, and then it'll be windy until about 6 or 7, and then it's supposed to pass us by. So I don't even know how to answer that one. This battle will be for the uglies. James Madison would beat both Duke and State by 50. All jokes aside, for your sanity, I pray Collins gets fired and he never has a P4 job again. I seriously doubt that is going to happen, man. But hey, shout out to the 19 people that are in here right now, man. I know that as Tar Heels and a couple of guys that are stinking in here, um, it's been a rough week, right? It's been a stinking rough week. There's a lot that's been going on within the walls of the Keenan Football Center, or the KFC, and you know, there's a ton to talk about, man. Like, I can't believe that we're 3-1 and we're sitting here talking about where this program is. And I'm going to start off with this. And like most of you guys know that come in here and you hang out for a little bit. I'm going to give you my little spiel, dude, for 15, 20, 25 minutes, man. And once I'm done, we'll open up the phone lines. We'll do score predictions and people can call in and you can let me know what you think about this football game. Make sure if you haven't already, you like, share, subscribe to the channel. But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. So this is what I'm gonna say, bro. Preston said he expected to be 3-1, just not like this. Yeah, a lot of people thought we'd lose the Minnesota game, and then we beat these three, um, you know, not very good teams, right? And I will be the first one to tell you, 100%, I do not believe that James Madison is a good football team. Um, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for you because, like I've already alluded to 100 stinking times, what transpired last Saturday was absolutely, it was unacceptable. Scott Hester said cupcakes, 100%. 100%. Charlotte, North Carolina Central, James Madison, those should be three cupcakes. You know, I'd feel a little bit better if it was 3-1. Actually, I kind of have differing opinions about it because on one hand, we went to Minnesota, won ugly, okay, and then you just come over here and fall flat on your face, which is typical Carolina football fashion, and you lose a game that if you play that game 10 stinking times, bro, Carolina does not lose that football game. I don't care what anybody says. And you can laugh and scoff and do whatever you want. I've heard all about how James Madison is a better football team. No, Carolina is a poorly coached football team. That's what it is. There are three teams in this conference that have recruited better talent over the course of Mac Brown's second stint in North Carolina: Clemson, Florida State, Miami, Carolina. And I mean, it is a large separation between those four schools. Our biggest issue has been coaching. This is not an X's and O's. This is not a personnel ordeal. We're talking about, on paper, the fourth most talented team in the conference with someone who's supposed to be a Hall of Fame head coach at the helm. And every stinking year, there is some game where Carolina is clearly the better team, and they take an L, and then everything spirals down the stinking drain. You go 2 years back, Carolina's 9-1. Has that shootout against Wake Forest. Everybody's on cloud nine, dark horse. Hey, Carolina could possibly get into the ACC championship game. They could possibly, sneak into the stinking playoff. Obviously, when there's only four teams, you got to win the stinking thing. Georgia Tech comes to town with Jeff Collins, and they wreck everything. And then you got Georgia Tech fans and everybody is hoisting Jeff Collins up and everything. No, what you did was you, unfortunately for us, ran into the Carolina that we all know. We're better than you. We just don't always play better than you. And then that's how we can end up getting our ass whooped. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating from a Carolina fan. I've heard so many people say North Carolina should be the Oregon of the East Coast. I agree with that. That is exactly what should be taking place. And I'm kind of getting off on a stinking tangent here. Yes, Rec Talk, 100% on paper, bro, it's not even close. If you look at the recruiting classes over the course of the last 5 years, and look, Georgia Tech is on an upward trajectory. I am not at all going to argue with you about that, my friend. Scott, I appreciate the $5, brother. I appreciate the $5, Scott. Appreciate the love, man. But all you got to do is look at the recruiting rankings. That's all you have to do, my friend. And it's not even close. Carolina's had 3 top 15 classes. Yeah, you're right. Hey, 100%. You got me right there, bro. On paper, ACC champs. And that's what they always say. And you know what? That is the truth. I will be the first one to tell you that Carolina has underachieved, like, since Mac has been back. After that Orange Bowl trip, bro, it has been underachieve after underachievement after underachievement. And that is why I am a big proponent of, hey, at the end of the year, I believe that Carolina needs to remove the Band-Aid, and we need to start, um, we need to start a coaching search, because I think that Mac has passed his time. All right. A lot of people don't agree with me with that. That's perfectly fine. Scott, I'm trying to get you in here, brother. Hold on. A lot of people don't agree with me with that. They say, who can we get that's going to get us 8-9 wins like Mac Brown will? A ton of people, man. Once again, you know why people hate Carolina so much? People hate Carolina so much because they want to be Carolina. That's just a simple fact of the matter, bro. And I'm not saying that. I didn't go to Carolina. I'm not some stinking one of these guys where it's like, oh, you're an alum. No, I'm not an alum. I'm just from North Carolina. And I know from talking to people, there's a lot of jealousy, man. There's a lot of jealousy from what the Heels bring to the table. And they should be better than they are. They should be. And that's just a simple fact of the matter. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. There's a ton of people that aren't going to agree with me with that. But I'm going to stink and die on that hill. There's a reason that outsiders say, hey, you guys should stink and be the Oregon of the East Coast. And I agree with that. I really believe that Carolina has that brand, that ability. The stinking classes are there. You know, it is what it is, man. You can try to refute it all day long. You can hate on the heels. You can stick and say, look at how you guys have underachieved. 100%, bro. I got it. That's all right. But there's still what we should be and what we could be. It's a sleeping giant, man. There's only a couple of teams that people say that about. Carolina's one of them. And like I said, I'm not excusing James Madison. If you guys looked at my stinking preview and prediction video, um, it's one of the most embarrassing losses that I've ever stinking had to deal with. It's terrible. It's stinking terrible. And it's unacceptable, but it's an annual thing. And that's why I think that it's time for us to go in a different route than Coach Mac Brown. Love him to death. Hope he stays with the program, and I hope that he does, what he believes that he's called to do. But game management blunders, not making second half adjustments. We're on our third defensive coordinator. We're still getting 70 dropped on us by, nobodies. Nobody's. People have been talking to me about, the Barnett kid never got an offer from North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. Well, I'm going to tell you why he never got an offer. Because he's not a very good quarterback. He couldn't play at Carolina. But at the same time, Carolina's defense, what do? They make kids look like Heisman Trophy candidates. And now this kid's going to have some NIL deal, where he ends up going to some Division I school, like FBS school, and they're gonna be upset when he doesn't do what they think they can do just because he ran shop on the heels. But I'm getting stinking out. I'm over here stinking ranting. I wanted to talk about some other things, and all of my notes just stinking died on my computer. But I tell you another thing that I want to talk about before we open up these phone lines, because I'm genuinely interested in what Tar Heel Nation thinks about this football game. Tar Heel Ron said, if we don't wax Duke's ass, I'll be disappointed. You know what would really just justify what I'm telling you right now is if Carolina went into Durham and they did just that, Tar Heel Run. And I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they did, because I know that the team that we saw last Saturday, I can't put my stinking head around it for the life of me. But I know that James Madison is not better, excuse me, than North Carolina. Good night, bro. This stinking soda water. Oh my goodness. They're not better than Carolina. So this is the fork in the road that Carolina's at. And here's another thing that you got to think about. Carolina has not handled these situations very well. Okay. You got Georgia Tech 2 years ago. Carolina finishes 1-4. Virginia last year, Carolina finishes 1-4 against P4. Now it's an early loss to James Madison. Here's the fork. What do you do? Are you going to stinking man up and play some stinking football and be the team that everyone believes you can be? Or are you going to fold like you've done the last couple of years? And this is why we get that stinking moniker of, oh, that team over there is soft. And here's an opportunity. This Duke game is, we talked about the schedule, the first four games being kind of cupcakes, if you will. At Minnesota's a little bit tougher, but then the next three games are cupcakes, and we're trying to find out the quarterback situation. And, it's like a gift from God, from the scheduling gods, if you will, even though Carolina dropped that stinking game. And even when you look at Duke to Pitt to Georgia Tech, it's almost like a gradual improvement. It's almost like a perfect schedule set in place to gift you the opportunity to do something big. And it starts in Durham. It stinking starts in Durham. If you can't get motivated after getting 70 hung on you by JMU and the entire country laughing at you and mocking you, and then you go to Durham for the victory bell, you can't get stinking hype for that game, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. We are in a world of hurt. But like I said, there's a fork in the road. There's a fork in the road. Fresh said JM dragged us to James Madison. They did, bro. It was disgusting. It was 100% disgusting. Y'all got handed to JMU. Okay, you're right. You're right. But what are you going to say? You're going to say, okay, y'all lost to JMU. Ipso facto, that means that you're going to lose the rest of your football games because you're not even as good as JMU. Listen, every dog has its stinking day, man. And unfortunately, that just happens when teams play Carolina, more often than everybody else. So, it is what it is, man. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I expect. I feel like I'd be able to get them stinking boys hyped up. I tell you why, because I'd be in some stinking faces. That's how we stinking play football back when in the early 2000s when your boy was thinking, you know, doing my thing. We got in each other's faces. You weren't cutting the mustard, bro. Hey, there's going to be some manhood challenging, and that's exactly what I think they need in there. They need some stinking, some toxic masculinity in that locker room, bro. But Rambling Zach Jones said, I think you lose to Duke, Pitt, and Georgia Tech the next 3 games. Y'all have to be at Virginia. Virginia's okay too, bro. Wake Forest, I'll be there. At BC, ugh, that's a tough game, man. FSU's bad too, though. I see 7-5, 6. It's possible. It's possible. It is thinking possible. But Carolina is not, all of a sudden everybody is just jump ship. As in, and what I mean is not just pissed at what happened to James Madison. You got people that are like, I don't even care anymore. Bro, let me tell you something before I get into, because I want to talk about Jacoby Criswell before we open this thing up. And I'm going to try not to be too long. I know it's getting late and everything. But hey, listen, this is for the alumni and the Walmart fans like myself, okay? And I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says Walmart fan. All right, I think that thing's gonna be stinking a good shirt, bro. I like that idea. Stinking Walmart fan. This team needs you, bro. We talk about culture and what we expect from this team. I'm gonna be honest with you. Carolina did not show up on Saturday. But it disgusted me not only to see that team not show up, but to see the fans leave. We've got to be better than that, bro. We have got to stink and be better than that, man. You need to stay in your seat until the very end. I was on this live stream until the very end. I was taking heat from everybody until the very end. I need Tar Heels to be Tar Heels, man. And that's not just the coach, okay? That's not just the stinking players. That is the fans. That's the alumni. That's the Walmart fans. It's everybody, man. You are supposed to be stuck in the ground, win, lose, or draw. You can't change your team, bro. And if you do, I don't stink and respect your fanhood anyway. So we've got to be stinking better, bro. We've got to be stinking better than that. I know, Preston, and it irks the crap out of me, brother. It irks the crap out of me, man, because look, I don't care if we go 2 or 9. I'm gonna be right here sticking talking crap. I'm gonna be truthful about it, okay? I'm not gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna win every stinking game. And we got Nathan Elliott at quarterback still. I'm a reasonable man. I'm a reasonable man. But I'm not going nowhere, you know. I paid money for these tickets, and those are my boys. I want you to think about it. Those are my boys. That's my team that wears my state on the front of their jersey, man. I'm gonna be there, bro. Even if you don't stinking show up, man, I'm here for you. And that's exactly how we gotta stinking be, man. We gotta be better, guys. We gotta be better. And I'm gonna start calling people out. I'm gonna start calling people out lovingly. I'm like, hey, bro, hey, man, I don't want to hear that crap, bro. Oh, I'm done. I'm done for the rest of the year. Oh, I can't do this no more. It's every stinking year. You know what, bro? Are you a stinking Tar Heel or not, man? Are you a Tar Heel or not? Or you just gonna go over there in the corner and cry about it? Good night, bro. I can't stinking. Hey, I'm a freaking Tar Heel, bro. Carolina born and bred, man. And I will stinking die on this hill because I know what Carolina can be, man. I know what Carolina can be. I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm getting tired of people sleeping on Jacoby. People are sleeping on Jacoby Criswell, bro. And it's crazy, man. It's stinking crazy to me. I don't know what this kid's got to do. He comes in 2 quarters, you know, uh, they outscore North Carolina Central 38-3 while he's under center. He comes in there slinging the ball around. He drops 50, on JMU, which I don't think that they have a very good football team. So, you can take that with a grain of salt. But this kid can spin the rock, bro. This kid can spin the rock. Drake May said he could spin the rock. And, I'm still listening to these people talk about how Carolina, you know, uh, is one dimensional on offense. What are you talking about? Like, bro, I feel good about the offense at quarterback and stinking running back and tight ends. We got some work to do in the wide receiver group. Christian Hamilton, we'll talk about that in just a second. He's going to a little bit with a lower body injury, and the offensive line is real shaky. But dude, people need to stop sleeping on my boy, man. Hey, he doesn't look like he. Hey, you guys be safe, man. But on Saturday, right now, tentatively, and this is obviously subject to change, it's supposed to be a high of 83 in Durham, intervals of clouds and sunshine, slight chance of a rain shower. That humidity is going to be up a little bit, 72. So it'll be a little bit stinking warm, but it'll drop down to about 64. So I would imagine about that fourth quarter, man, it's going to be great stinking weather. Uniform combo right here, baby. Got the blue tops with the white jersey and the Carolina blue breeches, bro. And I love this stinking look. I think it's clean. I actually wanted them to go blue, white, white, but I will stink and take this right there, courtesy of Carolina Football on Twitter. There's the uniform combination, and we need to stink and paint this bell tower blue. Now, check this out, dude. There was talks real quick about them bringing back the retros, the away retros for this game, and I am super glad. And they better not stink and surprise us on Saturday, because if I'm Mac Brown and I'm the coaching staff, I'm saying, hey, y'all want to wear this? Y'all got to earn this crap. Because when I think of that jersey, I think of 96, 97 Tar Heels like some stinking dogs. So after that JMU performance, no, you have not earned the right to stink and wear this uniform. You not wearing these retros. You got to earn that crap. So let me see you earn it against the stinking Blue Devils this Saturday. And let's keep this stinking victory bell in Carolina blue. And I think we can do it. I really do believe that we can do it, man. There's a part of me that's like, I don't know. And then there's a part of me that's also at the same time like, man, I know that we're better than this team, bro. Like, what Tar Heel team is going to show up? That is my biggest stinking conundrum. I don't know who's going to show up. I mean, holy smokes, man, 70 points. Can that happen again? Jeff Collins said, hey, man, communication issues. We're getting this thing figured out. It's not going to happen again. Okay. Should have happened the first time, but he said it's not going to happen again. Well, good night, bro. It can't get any worse than that, man. Grant Flesh said the D is a serious issue. Rick Talk said he said that for 5 years. I know. Trust me, that's coach talk, brother. That's coach talk all day. That's being in front of the media and having to say something. Because what the hell did you say, when Duke scores 50 tomorrow or Saturday? And you're like, oh, shoot. I thought we had a fix. Eventually, bro, you're going to have to sting a point to yourself. Now, what I will say that I didn't like about Jeff Collins, his interview, was how he's like, and this is that coach talk stuff, bro. Oh, well, the first 3 games we played complimentary defense, we played good defense, and I don't want to take any credit for that. I want to put that on the team. The guys, they played really good football. But when we don't play good football, I don't want to put the onus on them. I want to take responsibility for that. Well, hey man, I appreciate you doing that, bro. But for anybody that can find their head from their stinking feet, you got to be able to see through. No, okay, no, you're not just going to carte blanche say, hey, this is just all on me. The kids didn't stink in have anything to do with this. I got to find out what I got to do better. Bro, at the end of the day, football players need to make plays. And unless you're stinking blitzing 11 and they're throwing Hail Marys, there is no excuse for guys to be running stinking wide open down the field 3, 4, 5 times a game. So, I appreciate you stinking trying to shoulder the load, but, you know, don't BS me, dude. Don't stinking BS me, man. Love You Fat Life said Brown cannot resign during the season due to recruits. They may try to put feelers out for a coach in waiting. I'm thinking that's what's going to end up transpiring under the radar. And I think that's why he walked back a lot of things he said. Hey, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know exactly what was said in the locker room, but at the same time, if I'm the head coach and a team drops 70 on me and we've only been averaging 15.7 points per game before that, I'm probably going in there being like, hey, bro, what the hell? What is it me? Do I need to go somewhere else? Would you like me to stink and step down? Because you guys didn't even show up to work today, So I don't know, man. I don't stinking know. Does Kitchens get a shot? I have no idea, brother. I have no stinking idea. Our secondary will make Willis look like 98 John Elway. I saw you put that on something else, Tar Heel Run. They better get it stinking fixed, bro. They better get it fixed because you cannot duplicate that right there. And I'm telling you right now, the only way that I'm going to feel good about this thing is if Carolina goes in there and dominates. And I do believe that they have the ability to win this game handily. Now, you guys already know what I picked, 37-35. That is my score that's locked in. Um, and that's where we're at. That is my score, 37-35. But I am gonna stink and be doing a last thoughts, um, for the Duke game. And who knows, man? We'll see how I feel tomorrow. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'm at a loss, man. Carolina can win this football game. Of course, they're way better on paper. But, where is their mental state in the stinking locker room? So, look, I'm going to open up these lines, man. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about the Heels. Give me 1 second. I got to go grab a pen. And we'll open it up to see what Tar Heel Nation and a couple of my other dudes have to say about the Heels. And we got our first caller. What's going on, baby? You're on the phone with Russ. Who am I speaking to?
Russ, this is Preston. I can't even believe you answered after I was talking about how good the defense was going to be last week. So you can go ahead and hang up on me if you need to.
Yeah, I hear you,
Jeez
brother.
Louise.
It was bad, man. And you were there firsthand to experience it. I feel so bad for you,
Oh,
brother.
yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah,
But, but I did say we could lose to any team on the schedule, but we could beat any team on the schedule. And
you
I
did.
still kind of feel that way. So what I'm really interested to see is how how the team responds after that. I mean, is
Yeah,
it going to galvanize them? Are they going to just focus and know they have to play well, or are they just going to feel sorry for themselves and then lose to Duke? And
right.
I have honestly, I have no clue what's going to happen, Russ.
I know, man. I
No
know.
clue.
I know. And it's crazy too because we know the talent that's on this team. It's an older team. These are things that shouldn't be transpiring, dude, but it seems to happen every year. And I'm perplexed, Preston. I mean, you know, are we going to get, the defense from Minnesota, or do we get the defense from James Madison? Do we get uh I'm at a loss, man. What team is going to show up? And what worries me most is just everything like not being able to see the players, not talking to the players at media day or for the media session. You know, we don't know what their mental state is right now, bro, and we won't know until Saturday. So,
Well, I hope that means they're getting focused and they're not getting any outside bull whatever.
right.
They're just trying to get focused. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I hope
But
so, brother.
again, I have no clue what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It's a huge. It was one of the hardest probably games that I've ever had to pick. Um, because once again, you go with the talent, it's easy money. It should be easy money even in Durham, even though it's a rivalry game. Carolina's won this thing 5 straight times. Should be a good victory for Carolina. But then when you think and factor in what happened at JMU and the mental state, and then Carolina's history after these type of games over the course of the last 3 years, it's not good, man. And I just wonder if
Absolutely.
Mac has fixed it, because obviously he hasn't fixed the ability to not have that kind of football game transpire. So,
That's true.
what would make me believe that all of a sudden he's going to be able to fix not having the season go down the drain? So I don't know, brother. I don't know. It'll be a
Yep.
wild one, I bet. So,
Yeah.
what's your prediction?
Well, so I don't have a show. I don't have to be accountable. I'm a homer. I got Carolina winning
I like it.
27. You said Duke only scored 26 all these other games?
Yeah,
26.
yeah,
27
26.
Hills, 26 the Dukies.
27-26 to retain the victory bell. Okay. And you know what? I mean, now let me ask you this: a 27-26 victory, Preston, because I very much value your input, my friend. A 27-26 victory. How does that make you feel moving forward? Does it move the needle, or are you still like, what the hell do we have?
Doesn't necessarily move the needle. Like if we eke out a victory like that, then I'm like, again, we can beat anybody, but we can lose anybody. Duke's not a good team. I
Yeah.
agree with you about what you said earlier. Neither is James Madison.
Right.
Luckily, there's nobody else on our schedule that's a good team.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, if we blow them out, yeah, okay, maybe they're galvanized now. If we barely beat them, same old, same old. If we lose, oh boy,
Oh
we're
yeah.
in
Yeah.
trouble.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. If Carolina loses to Duke, I mean, this thing is probably going to set on fire.
Yep,
And
definitely.
so I hope that's not the case, brother, but we'll see, man. We will stink and see, Preston. So
All right, man.
I
Well, it's good to
appreciate
talk
the
to you.
call, brother. Yes, sir, man. Be safe, bro.
All right, you
All right,
too.
man. All
Definitely
right,
be
brother.
safe. All right,
Yes,
bye.
sir. All right, later. My man, stinking Preston, dude. My man, stinking Preston. Let's see. We got another one. We got another one. What's going on, baby? You are on the phone with Russ.
Do you smell what rec talk is?
Oh, my stinking dude, Rec Talk. What's up, brother?
First, I'll say this, dude. I have respect for anyone that will watch what you had to watch because Rodney King didn't take the beating y'all did against JMU last week. So anyone that'll watch that and stream it the whole time has my respect. But here's the thing, Russ. I don't know what else I could have done to tell you this was going to did I not say hiring Jeff Collins would retire Mac Brown?
Yeah, over and
Did you
over,
hear me say that?
over and over,
I did. I did.
over and over.
And I don't really. So what is this sleeping giant talk? You haven't won the conference since 1980. So I mean,
1980,
how long are
baby.
you going to be sleeping?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Hey, trust me. Trust me. That's a great question. How long will the Giants sleep? I don't know, man. I'm just telling you what people, as a Carolina fan, what people have said on the outside, like, I mean, I'm not saying necessarily that it's a sleeping giant, which I do believe that it is because of the brand, because of the facilities, because kids love to come to Carolina. Um, you know, I mean, every other school, it seems like half of the schools in the country wear Carolina name brand, when they have Jordan on their jersey and their shoes. I mean, we are, what brand in the ACC is bigger than the University of North Carolina? There's not one. And
You're
people,
sounding like Florida State fans,
no,
though.
no, no,
Man,
yeah,
y'all
and
say our brand is this.
right, right, but it's true. It is true. I mean, you're going to find North Carolina fans everywhere. You know, you're gonna find the guys that are on the bandwagon everywhere, not just guys from North Carolina. People love the color Carolina blue. They love Michael Jordan. They just flock to Carolina. I mean, I was in the military, man, and I went all over this great country in Texas. I went to Alaska. I was in Virginia. People, when they hear North Carolina, they say, oh, UNC. Oh, yeah, man, I was thinking that, bro, that color. I mean, that's just what people say. I mean,
Well, sure. Well, I didn't know you served. What branch were you in?
I was in the Army, man. I was in the Army.
Nice. Well, appreciate your service.
I appreciate you, brother.
Unfortunately, your team is not doing a great service for you because the
Yeah.
truth is, dude, your season, this is a wrap. Because the minute that it got out, Mac Brown was either asked to step down or willing to step down, and then no, he's not. How do you get any buy-in from your team now? I mean, you
I
go to
agree.
work and your boss is like, I'm out. You're like, yeah, me too. So you're going to be in a rebuild for the next 3 years. There's a 0% chance Mac Brown is the head coach next year in North Carolina. So your
Yeah.
recruiting class is going to fall apart no matter what. I mean, that, like, my 4-year-old kid could tell you that's going to be the case. And this is, I hate to say this, man, because I watched this when Jeff Collins was at Georgia Tech, and I don't know how old you are, but I'm older than I'm older than I am in years for watching it. This is not the bottom. This is not the bottom for North Carolina. Jeff Collins is a guy that has people doing home run derbies. First of all, you said he took responsibility for the game. No, he didn't. He said, I tried to take responsibility, and then the coach or the players were texting me, it's not your fault, Jeff. We bereaving you. This guy's not a coach, man. That's what did he not? And
He
then they
did
asked
say
him
that.
about
Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Hey, they're trying to say, hey, coach, now we got you, man. We got you. So I can
which
see how you're saying
I
that
don't believe.
I can see how you're saying that he tried to roundabout skirt, the brunt of, hey, this is on you.
Plus,
But
he was giggling. He was giggling throughout. If I was Mac Brown, I would have snatched his ass right off that podium the first time he let a smirk off. Like,
yeah, but
dude,
that's
these
the
people are
issue.
fucking
That's the
bugging.
issue. And see, real quick, Rick, because I get what you're saying, brother. I get what you're saying. But I will say this. The issue is not even Jeff Collins. It's that Mac Brown at the top no longer has that dog in him. He's not going to do that, man. He's
Hired Jeff Collins.
yeah, he hired Jeff Collins, right? Yeah, he hired Jeff Collins. But he's not going
Now,
to
he did take responsibility. He said, look, I hired this whole staff. I recruited every player, and it's not working.
yeah,
Not working too well.
I would say taking responsibility though is probably formulating some plan though by the end of the year. Hey, listen, I've done a lot of great things. We don't have to get into those because they're kind of outside of the scope of the actual X's and O's, but you know, it's just not working as a football coach. And I, for one, am willing to go through 2 or 3 years of, somebody having to build on this foundation because we can't keep doing this, man. I mean, we're talking
Well,
about
what has he done? What has he
what
done? I mean, you've had two generation or not generational. You had two first-round quarterbacks
that's what I'm saying.
back to back, and it didn't matter.
Right.
It
That's my point. That is my point is Carolina can no longer continue to just do this over and over. I mean, 3 top 15 recruiting classes, Sam Howell, Drake May, you have Omarion Hampton in the backfield right now.
He's
And
nasty.
yeah, he's a great running back. And they're not even opening up any holes for him. But the issue is that even with those 3 top 15 recruiting classes, how many times has Carolina finished in the top 15? And that's my
I
point
can't
is
remember.
this all boils down to coaching, and after the Orange Bowl run in 2020, Carolina they started 2021 number 10. That season finished 6-7, and then they have been a train wreck since then because they can't stink and finish. And now it's happening in the beginning of the year with a game like James Madison, and it doesn't make any sense. You can't
On
you
the
can't
easiest schedule you've had,
the
probably 10 years.
easiest schedule we've had, brother. That's what I'm saying is like this schedule is tailor made for you to have a 10-win season, regardless of anything else. We're not even talking about the talent that's actually on the roster as far as like the recruiting rankings of these kids, because there's 4 and 5 stars here that are seniors. But we as Tar Heel fans have noticed that very few of these kids have lived up to the hype. Now, you can say that that's the kids, or you can say that that's a lack of development, and that's what I believe that it is.
You can say that about one kid, not every kid though, which is or not necessarily every kid, but you have way too many kids that have missed that have not lived up to their potential. And I agree, it is a coaching thing. Now, my understanding is North Carolina has a good bit of money. I mean, you have a big alumni, and like, dude, cards on the table. North Carolina is a fantastic academic school. I got a ton of respect for what the institution of North Carolina is. I don't know. Like who do you want to replace Mac Brown?
I don't
If
know
you
yet,
could choose
brother.
right now,
Yeah, I don't know yet, man. I really don't know. I mean, I'd have to. I'll be honest with
Urban
you.
Meyer.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. I mean, good night.
Yeah,
I was
because you
thinking,
have a
love
great
that, but
medical school and
he'll
cool
never
soccer
come
team.
there. He'll never come there because they were talking about him back in '04. And the story is that he stated they told him, hey, the job's going to be open, and he said, why do I want to go there? They don't want to win. And this has to do with Dick Bador and Carolina's buy-in to the football program. Now, I believe that Bubba Cunningham, which is Carolina's AD, you know, coming from Notre Dame, he understands the importance of football. And see, one of the things that hurts Carolina is that we have 28 sports, and they're not willing to stink and get rid of any of these things. So we we got so many sports where all this money is being, you know, uh, divvied up between these non revenue generating sports. And I think that that's also something that's hurt us is you know although we're putting a little bit more money into football, can't dispute that. There's Carolina is just it's got this thing about the Olympic sports, man, and when it should be focused on football and basketball like most big schools. I mean, those are your money makers, man.
Is Bubba going after this? Because even in the conference realignment nonsense, which I can't stand, he
Hmm.
was at odds with your own like board of regents. So I'm wondering, as bad as this looks for your football program, do you think Bubba leaves with Mac?
I would be surprised, man. I'd be surprised. I really don't know. I really couldn't tell you, Rick. I really don't know, brother. You know, it's it's uh
I'm with
it's one of those things where we'll just have to stink and see. I don't even know if Mac is going to be gone because I don't think anyone has the stones to tell him like, hey, man, you know, I appreciate it, but we're going to have to go in a different direction now. I think he's going to leave on his own accord now. Hopefully, and then here's the thing too: is
sounds like he
Mac?
tried to.
Yeah, it does sound like a trap. But then that old pride got in the way, and he said, "Man, I can't go out like this, dude. I was thinking Hall of Famer. Like, what
Yeah,
does that do to your legacy? You
yeah.
know?"
Well. I mean, what did it do to Steve Spurrier's legacy? Because
Right,
that's kind of a similar thing, right?
right, exactly. Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I really don't know how long he's going to be there. I don't want to lose him now. I don't believe that. It's profitable for him to step aside right now and for us to put Chip or Jeff Collins in there. I don't want that. Okay. That's just we're already at a boiling point. I'm hoping that he can get us through the season. And then, I'm hoping that we get those 10 wins. That's what I'd like for him to just get the season where he can say, hey, I came back, I accomplished this. You're welcome, and we can get somebody in there that's young and hungry. So
Well, I think he'll finish, and I'll say this and get off and let someone else call. But I will make this bet right now.
what's
This is
up,
how
man?
confident I am. I'm going to be in Chapel Hill, by the way. I'm coming up with a posse, and I'm getting seats right behind Jeff, and he's going to know I'm there. This is true.
That's funny, man.
And
I know. I
if
believe you,
we
brother.
if we lose, I'll shave my head live on stream bald. We'll get the razor out. All right.
Okay. All right.
All
Okay.
right, man. Well, appreciate you taking my
Hey,
call.
man, I
Thank you.
appreciate you calling, bro. Hey, everybody, go and stink and like, share, and subscribe to Rec Talk, man. He does great things at Georgia Tech. Hey, Rec, do me a favor, man. I didn't get your score prediction, man. So put your score prediction down in the chat for me, brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. So big Georgia Tech guy. He loves to stink and hate on Carolina, man. So if you want to see somebody hate on the heels and hate on old Jeffy, that's going to be your stinking guy. So 42-28. Who? 42-28. 42-28, Duke. I got you in there, brother. I got you, man. Got another phone call. What's going on, baby? You're on the phone with Russ.
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation?
Oh,
It's
man.
Nick, your Wolfpack rival boy. And
What's
tonight
up,
on
Nick?
Gary's show, what's going on, boys?
How you doing, man? How you doing? What's going on today? What you want to talk about?
Nothing, boys. Just messing around. About last week, man. Last week we both didn't like nothing good. That was just total crap how we both coached.
Yeah, think so. I mean, I would say that losing at Clemson by what y'all lose by 28, something like that, 4 touchdowns,
59-35.
59-35, 24.
Yeah, Russ.
Yeah,
I gotta
55.
say, Dave wasn't himself that day. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. What do you think, man? What's your opinion real quickly about the state of the Wolf Pack?
Well, man, be a wolf packer, it is part of life. I mean, I was raised to love the pack. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We love our pack.
Yeah. Is this about where you thought the season was going to go?
Honestly, quite frankly, no. I did not see us heading into this direction. I thought us at least had potential against Tennessee, but then again, it was just awful to watch to lose to Clemson. But we got to turn the season around this Saturday versus Illinois State. If we lose that, I will agree we suck.
Is it Illinois State or is it Northern Illinois? I can't remember.
I think it's Northern Illinois State.
Northern Illinois. That's the team
top,
that beat Notre Dame, right?
Oh yeah, they knocked out a top 10 team in this conference. Like they can beat anybody. That's why we got to bring our A game. You know?
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I am personally very much happy that you're 2-2. I think you know that. And additionally, I hope that you get those wins out of the way because when y'all come to Chapel Hill this year, it's going to be.
We'll see, brother.
We'll see,
y'all gotta
man.
play good.
You're right. You're right.
That little stunt y'all just pulled last weekend.
Hey.
I don't think that's thinking gonna fly, Bubba.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. What you think, man? What you think about Carolina Duke, man? Because you're a Dookie this week, right? Ain't that how the state boys do?
That's right, Carolinians. Dookie fan right here. Official. Closet Duke.
A closet Duke fan. What's gonna be the final score, bro?
All right. If y'all play not that great, I got Duke winning this game probably 21-17.
21-17.
Probably 28-7. I'm probably just going to go 21-17 Duke because they're at home and they've been playing really good at home against 3-4 good teams now. But then again, I don't think they've had anybody challenging yet.
Yeah. So 21-17 Duke.
You're the first real test to go into Durham to take on the Blue Devils.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Exactly. And they're going to be pumped up, ready to play.
I tell you what, man, I think it's interesting that you think, and once again, maybe I'm just being a homer, but I mean, Jacoby Criswell, and I know that we're talking about the competition. Criswell dropped 38 in about 2.5 quarters on North Carolina Central, and then they scored 50 on JMU. Now, keep that in mind. They were playing from behind and everything, but I mean, we're talking about averaging 44 points a game, and Duke is going to hold them to 17.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm honestly thinking if they do good, that's what's going to happen. It all depends on the offense, who brings it that night.
I agree.
I think their quarterback's going to have to bring it. The defense is where it's going to be for either one of them. I mean, once that big third down stop comes on in the punt, it just sparks the offense right there to get it going.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. So Nick says 21-17 Dukies, which means that
Yeah.
we got two individuals so far that have picked the Dukies, and it's a Georgia Tech and an NC State fan. So um, I appreciate you calling in, brother. I appreciate you calling in the weekly talk with Nick, the Pack fan. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
calling in, brother.
Yeah, man, it's rough. And hey, I live with Tar Heel fans, brother. I'm not the only Wolfpacker in my household,
I
sadly.
hear you.
My
I hear
old
you, man.
uncle is a damn Tar Heel fan. I got to put up with him. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Man, on
I hear
game
you.
days, we literally sit across the room from each other. Like, it'll be competition,
That's how it's
literally.
supposed to be. See, that's a beautiful
Oh, it
thing to
is.
me. That's a beautiful thing to me. So you tell
Man, I
you said
gave
that's
him
your uncle?
so much crap last year.
You said that's your uncle, right?
Yeah, I
All
gave
right,
him a
do me a favor,
ton of
man.
crap.
Do me a favor. When next time you see him, go give him a high five from Russ the Tar Heel. Say, I appreciate you.
I will, man.
All
And
right, man.
we'll see you on Saturday. Looking forward to it, brother.
All right, bro. All right, all right. Have a good night. I appreciate you, Nick.
All right.
All right, man. So Nick says 21-17, the bad guys. I don't know, man. A lot of people have lost faith in the stinking heels, bro. Tar Ron said, hey, Russ, y'all stay safe. Got to button down the hatches before the storms come in. Hey, not mad at you at all, bro. I'm sitting here listening to the wind blow right now. I'm expecting any minute for this stinking feed to cut. We got another one in here. Let's see, baby. What's going on, baby? You're on the phone with Russ.
Russ,
What's up?
Pack fan here.
Oh, man. Who am I talking to? Pack fan.
Yeah, Pack fan. Scott,
What's up, Scott? How you doing, brother?
doing all right, man. Listen to the good show tonight.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you stopping by, Scott. Good man. Good man.
Hey, man. Hey, I kind of disagree with Nick, man.
Okay.
I kind of
Tell me
think
why.
I don't I never as a Pack fan as old as I am, I'm 60. With State, man, you never believe the preseason hype.
Right.
Now I never believe it until I see that first game, and after that first game this year, I already knew what kind of season we're going to have.
Right. Yeah.
And same with y'all. I just don't think that neither team is where you want to be.
Well, I would agree with that. I don't think, State, people were talking about State going to the stinking playoffs and nobody has known what Carolina was going to be through the first four games because even though they were 3-0, they weren't necessarily like, stomping on people, if you will. So, you know, I agree. I completely agree, man. Now, I've heard people say that this is probably the worst the state has been at football in a while. And, you know, I have mixed emotions about that. I mean, I still believe that one, and if I'm being completely honest, I still believe that one, Carolina is a really good football team that just is a product of really bad culture and coaching. Talking about the talent that's on the team. And I think that State is 2-2 because you played Tennessee and Clemson, bro, in Death Valley. So you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. Now, I'm happy that y'all are 2-2. Like I said, I mean that's what I predicted State would be, and you
Well,
know,
you be honest with you, Nick, Russ. Don't you think y'all should have lost Minnesota?
I can see where somebody could say that. Obviously, you lose, the kid misses a stinking field goal wide right, but I also feel like once again that Carolina's still the better team, and there's once it's a product of coaching, man. I didn't like a lot of the coaching decisions in that game. I didn't like the game plan. I didn't like a lot of things that happened in that football game. So you know what? I'll give you that. If you wanted to say, hey, Carolina should be 2-2, um, what did the kid miss, a 48-yarder as time expired? That's not necessarily a gimme, you know. So I mean, they made him kick a good field goal, you know, to win the game, and he shanked it. So I mean, I
Well,
don't know, man.
Russ, let me ask you something, man. Have you taken a good look at your remaining schedule?
I have.
And I'm looking at it right now, and you think you can get 10 wins out of that?
If Carolina plays like they should play, 100%.
So you
One.
got Pittsburgh. You got Pittsburgh at home. You think you can beat Pittsburgh?
If Carolina play, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Listen, if Carolina, okay, since Jacoby Criswell has taken over, all right, offensively, we're just gonna speak offensively for a second. Since Jacoby Criswell has taken over, okay, North Carolina has averaged about 40 something points a game. All right,
Against
offensively.
Cupcake, bro.
Okay, you're right. Against Cupcakes. Touche. Touche. Okay. But it's not just him, it's O'Mary and Hampton as well, right? Now, secondly, if you take away the JMU game, which I'm telling you right now, bro, you got to think of it from this perspective. Does JMU score 70 points again against Carolina if they play again? No, they don't. Okay. That's an outlier. It should have never happened. I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. But you can't look at the JMU game and say that's indicative of Carolina's defense as a whole. It's one football game. And so if you look at it before that, we got a defensive tackle who's second in the nation in sacks. We're giving up 15.7 points per game. So look, this Duke game, Scott, is going to tell me a lot about what this team actually is. Now, if they come out here and another JMU happens, or if they lose, let's just say this. If this defense gives up 30 points to that Duke offense, then you know what? I will gladly come on here and say, hey, we got some defensive issues. Those first three games, that was fool's gold, bro. That was fool's gold. It's the same old Carolina defense. But if Carolina comes over here and plays stinking football and they hold them to under 20 or something like that, and Carolina's offense is par for the course like what it's been, as far as since Jacoby's taken over, say Carolina wins this game stinking 41 to 17, hypothetically.
Russ, didn't you say, Russ, that Duke's not that good? And if
I
you did
did.
say that, I agree with you about it.
I did.
I really don't think you're going to find out about your team until you get against
Pitt and Georgia Tech, right?
I
Yeah.
think, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm thinking Carolina's going to win this game easily, man.
I hope you're right. So you don't think if Carolina wins this football game after the last football game, what you're saying, Scott, is you don't think that that's indicative of, okay, maybe the JMU game was like that was an outlier, or do you think that's just, well, Duke sucks, so that's why Carolina beat the brakes
I
off
just
of them.
don't think Duke's that good. I don't think Duke's that good. I think Carolina's a better team than Duke.
I do too, but they're also Scott. Are they a better team than JMU?
I don't think so, man.
No,
I don't think so.
You think JMU is a better team than Carolina?
No, I think JMU's a better team than Duke.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
and I think you guys I think you have to get pumped up for Duke. You have to.
Of course.
And I think you go in there and you handle Duke convincingly. Now, what does that say, that you have improved, or does that mean that you guys just got pumped up for Duke and you go up against Pittsburgh and get blown out?
And I understand that. I understand that sentiment 100%, bro. But I will say, if Carolina can bounce back and play good football against Duke after what just happened at JMU, I would have to go into the Pitt game at home thinking and hoping that Carolina's kind of picked it back up. Maybe that was maybe instead of at the end of the year, they got that crap done at the beginning of the year. That would be my hope. That would be my hope. Now, I agree. Duke is not a world beater, even though they're 4-0. Malik Murphy, has proven to be a competent quarterback, at least with who he's played right now. And I'm not saying that we beat Clemson, but, if they can win this football game handily, I think that says a little bit, man. I think that it would say a little bit.
I agree with you. I will agree with you on that. let me give you my score, man. You know, I'm a early riser, man, Navy
Yeah,
guy.
I got
So
you, man.
let me
I
give you my
appreciate you,
score.
man. Go Army. What's
Hey,
up,
let me
brother?
give 34-20 Carolina.
34-20 Carolina, says my man Scott. Hey, I appreciate you
Yep,
picking the
that's
good
it.
guys, brother.
Hey, I call it like I see it, man. And hey,
Hey,
I'll go ahead.
and
I
I
think
respect
State
it.
squeaks. I'll go ahead and tell you the State score. I think State squeaks one out on Saturday, 27-24.
27-24 over in NIU. Okay, my man.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right, hey,
brother.
appreciate your show, Russ.
I
Take care, brother.
appreciate you. All right, brother. Take it easy, man. Appreciate you, Scott.
All right, man.
So, man, we got Preston, we got a Georgia Techer, and we got two Wolfies, man, that called into the show tonight, dude. I appreciate it, guys. I stinking appreciate it, man. I like the enemy too, right? I like the enemy too. So Preston said 27-26. Rex said 42-28 Duke. Nick said 21-17 Duke, and Scott said 34-20 Carolina. He thinks Carolina's going to come in there and handle business, man. If anybody else wants to call, tell me what you think about the game. Chance to win $125 if you predict the score right. Your boy said 37-35. That's my locked in score. That is my locked in score. Um, you know, but we'll see, man. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna pray about it. Maybe the Tar Heel will come out of me tomorrow when I do the last thoughts, and hopefully, it's not the same crap that happened against JMU uh, last thinking week, because I was super confident in the last thoughts against JMU. I said there is no way, shape, or form that Carolina loses to James Madison. And boy, was I had to put my stinking foot in my mouth. So if you want to call in, man, 919-590-3514. Call in, let me know what you think about the game. Like I said, man, hey, I 100% believe that this football team, bro, this football team is so much better than what we witnessed against James Madison. And I got emotional after it. Okay, I love this. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is who I am, man. I want Carolina to succeed so bad. And, but at the same time, I try to come at this from a realistic standpoint, from a realistic point of view. What can this team truly accomplish? Because I'll be the first one to tell you, man, I don't want to just get my hopes up, for no odd reason. And then Carolina does go 5-7, 6-6. But when you look at the schedule and you look at what this team should be, my question is has Mac lost the locker room? That's one of my biggest questions right now, bro, because we haven't spoken to the players. Um, you know, Coach Mac Brown has been kind of like, trying to really push this thing to the left, man, and he just doesn't want to talk about it, which I understand. It's a terrible look, for his team, for the recruits, for a plethora of reasons. But, you know, that is my question, man, is has he lost the locker room? It makes me nervous. Now, on the other hand, he could just be saying, you know what, bro, we're going to drown everybody out. And it's going to be stinking us against the world. We're going to build this thing back up. We're going to go into Durham like an invading army, and we're just going to hand them their asses, and we're going to show everybody like some 300 type stuff. That could be what's going on. That could be what's going on. Maybe he's got everybody huddled up around the stinking victory bell, and he's like, there is no way in hell that I'm losing this thing. It's been 5 years. I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. When I leave, this thing will be in Chapel Hill. Maybe that's what's going on, man. Maybe he is thinking circling the wagons. I mean, I hope for our sake that that's what the heck is going on, man. George said, I think he isn't letting the players talk to make them concentrate on Duke. Hey, coach, whatever you got to do, brother, whatever you got to do to get them boys actually focused, unlike James Madison. Whatever you got to stink and do, I'm down for it. I don't got to hear them. I don't got to hear you. If you come out there on Saturday and you stink and handle business, you know, the only thing that we can do to even possibly quell what transpired, the travesty that transpired last Saturday, is to win. And here's another thing, man. Here's another thing that people got to understand. Carolina is 0-0 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. We got 8 games left, and there ain't a ranked team on the schedule. Not one. Not stinking one. It's up to you guys. Put up or shut up time, bro. And I'm hoping that those boys thinking got this crappy game out of their system. And I hope that they come in there on Saturday and they stink and handle business, bro. One could only hope. One could only hope, because I do believe that this football game, as far as the season is concerned, is a must-win football game. It's must-win. Can't lose this game, guys. You cannot lose this stinking game. George said, I also think you only had 2 players that earned to talk, and one of them doesn't like to talk. O'Mary and Hampton, yeah. But you know what? One of the guys at THI, or it was either THI or in South Carolina, IC said, hey, have a spokesman. Bring out Ruck. Bring out, Jacoby Criswell. Bring somebody out there, man. I just hope that he's not trying to hide something, hide some dissent, like hide a mutiny kind of thing. I really hope that that's not what's thinking going on, man. Cody said, hey, Russ, in November, I'm going to see UNC versus Wake Forest game at Chapel Hill. My man, baby, guess what? Cody, your boy is going to be there, and I can't wait to stink and meet you, man. I'll put a tent up. We're going to give out some stuff and everything, man. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to put some faces. You guys all know who I am. And so I can't wait, man. If you can go to the stinking Wake Forest game on November 16th, that's your boy's 38th birthday. And I'm going to be there with stinking Preston and the crew. I'll be there with my family. And I'm really excited about that stinking football game. It's always a great time to go to Chapel Hill. And I like it, man, when it's a little bit chillier. And it's going to be perfect, man. It's going to be stinking perfect. I can't wait for the Wake Forest game. Hopefully, Carolina is, 8-1? 8-1 going into the Wake Forest game? Hopefully. And I think they can, bro. I think they can. I really do believe that they can, man. And we're going to find out kind of where this team is come Saturday for the battle for the victory bell, man. So a couple more minutes, man. Anybody got anything else they think about this football game? I put up that poll just to give you guys, and all you guys can stink and look at it, but the poll for does Carolina actually bounce back from the JMU game? We got 55 votes, okay? 60% of those who voted said yes. So that means that there are 40% of people who do not feel good about the Heels bouncing back from this game, which I think is very interesting, man. There's a lot of Tar Heels, bro. That JMU game hurt them bad. It hurt me bad. But once again, I can't say this enough, guys. Be a Tar Heel, bro. Be a Tar Heel. No matter who's the coach, no matter who are the players, okay? If we don't have nobody else, we stinking got each other. So, I'll probably end up eventually making a video about this because I'm so passionate about it. Stand your freaking ground, bro. Stand your ground like a Tar Heel, like you got tar on your stinking heels. You don't go anywhere, bro. And even when you look bad, like the JMU game, guess what you do? You stand there with your stinking chest out like a stinking dude. So if I can convey anything to any Tar Heel fans, man, hey, and if you need any motivation, don't ever forget your boy is over here standing tall, win, lose, or draw. All right. I ain't never going to be ashamed. 70 points on you, dude, will make you stinking. It'll make it close. But, Just hold the line, bro. Hold the stinking line and be there for the guys. Sometimes you got to be there even when they're not stinking there. You think they let you down, bro? You don't give them any excuse to stinking, not show up. We lose games, bro. It's not because of us. Okay. It's not because of us. So I'm really excited about Saturday, man. It's always a great stinking day to watch Carolina Duke. Now, you guys know how I feel. It doesn't do the same thing for me as the state game, but with what happened last Saturday, this game is in a perfect spot. It's like the Lord himself put this here because he knew that there would be no shortage of motivation that's necessary to get us out of the hole, man. And so we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Grant Fresh said, do not try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon. I'm confused. But if somebody gets it, you applaud my man, Grand Fresh. So, hey, it looks like that's all the callers tonight, man. We got 4 of them. I think Little Russ he already picked it right. 48-38. I got to put him on here too. Little Russ picked 38-48. Specifically, that's what he said. So he said 48-38 UNC. So we got 3 UNC and 2 Duke. And then I even it out at 4 with my 37-35, actually 3. So it's 3 and 3. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. So, hey, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Since nobody else is going to call in, do me a favor, man. Go check out the preview and prediction show. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. Is your boy off his thinking rocker, or does that kind of seem par for the course of what you're expecting from the Carolina game? I want to know what you think about the Mac Brown situation. What do you think about the players? What are you expecting from this defense? Do you even know what to expect from this defense on Saturday? I got to know, because quite frankly, bro, this is probably one of the most difficult games that I've ever had to stinking make a prediction for. Carolina can win. Carolina should win. But will they? That's the question, man. So anyway, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate the couple of guys that are in here. Everybody stay safe. The wind is actually picking up out here, man. So I'm going to get off here. We're going to hunker down. Your boys got to stinking wake up early in the morning because bills got to be stinking paid. So be safe. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. And don't you ever stinking forget, for my fellow North Carolinians, I'm a Tar Heel born and I'm a Tar Heel bred. And when I die, I'll be a Tar Heel dead. We'll see you on the next one, Tar